Authorities say 72 people were medically evaluated and taken to hospitals for treatment after an Amtrak train derailed onto a highway about 50 miles south of Seattle. 10 people were in serious condition. 3 died in the train wreck. December.19, DuPont, Wash. AP, federal officials confirmed an Amtrak train was hurtling 50 mph over the speed limit when it careened off an overpass south of Seattle, spilling cars onto the highway below and killing at least 3 people. Bella Dinser, a National Transportation Safety Board member, said at a Monday night news conference that information from the event data recorder in the rear locomotive showed the train was traveling at 80 mph in a 30 mph zone when it derailed at 7:34 a.m. Mangled train cars ended up on top of each other, and one hung precariously over the freeway. When the clanging of metal and screeching stopped, at first it was quiet. Then came the screams. After the crash, the injured called out as rescuers, including people who had been in cars on their morning freeway commute, rushed to help. One of the train passengers was Emma Schaefer, who found herself at a 45-degree angle staring at the seats in front of her that had dislodged and swung around. It felt oddly silent after the actual crashing, Schaefer said. Then there was people screaming because their leg was messed up. I don't know if I actually heard the sirens, but they were there. A guy was like, "Hey, I am Robert. Well, get you out of here." Caption closed. Dinser said it's not yet known what caused the train to derail and that it's too early to tell why it was going so fast. Positive train control, the technology that can slow or stop a speeding train, wasn't in use on this stretch of track, according to Amtrak President Richard Anderson. In 2015, an Amtrak train in Philadelphia was traveling at twice the 50 mph speed limit as it entered a sharp curve and derailed. 8 people were killed and more than 200 were injured when the locomotive and 4 of the train's 7 passenger cars jumped the tracks. Several cars overturned and ripped apart. A track chart prepared by the Washington State Department of Transportation shows the maximum speed drops from 79 mph, 127 km per hour, to 30 mph, 48 km per hour, for passenger trains just before the tracks curved to cross Interstate 5, which is where the train went off the tracks. The chart, dated February 7, was submitted to the Federal Railroad Administration in anticipation of the start of passenger service along a new bypass route that shaves off 10 minutes for the trip between Seattle and Portland, Oregon. Kimberly Reason with Sound Transit, the Seattle area transit agency that owns the tracks, said speed signs are posted 2 miles, 3 kilometers, before the speed zone changes and just before the speed zone approaching the curve. Eric Korb, a councilman for the small city of DuPont near the derailment, said he rode the train with about 30 or so dignitaries and others on a special trip Friday before the service opened to the public Monday. Once we were coming up on that curve, the train slowed down considerably, he said, adding that in no way did it make me feel like we were going too fast. The train was not full.